All right, well, we had the oddest game ever played in Cincinnati. Let's talk about what happened. Let's first start off with all of the turnovers that Joe Burrow had. So we're going to start off with this one. This is actually one that did not stand, it got called back, but still it's kind of a crazy play, so we'll talk about it. We're just talking about all the times that he gave the ball to the Steelers. It's going to be man coverage, and he has a one-on-one matchup that he likes. However, when this play begins, it's not really going to get open. I mean, again, you can kind of see how this could potentially get open. I don't hate this decision necessarily. However, it is going to get intercepted, and largely in part due to what the Pittsburgh Steelers did there. It was a great defensive play. And in fact, that's a trend for a lot of these interceptions. A lot of people might sit here and say, oh man, all these turnovers, Joe Burrow did not play well. And listen, that one's obviously a clear exception just due to there was a penalty there, but, for these other ones, you're going to see just a lot of good defense, I think. So like this one, for example, which would happen the very next play and is going to be, a kind of situation where it's like there's not really too much Burrow could have done about it. Watch the pressure off the edge to Burrow's left. It's going to cause Burrow to hit the ball up in the air. It just gets intercepted. That's just a great defensive play to get the pressure immediately and to be able to, hit the ball at the right time to cause a turnover. You can't really blame Burrow for that one, I think. That's just good defense. Stuff like this is just unbelievable. I don't get how the Watt brothers do this. I've seen two guys in my lifetime be able to do this kind of stuff. It's TJ Watt and JJ Watt. I don't understand how they seemingly have this down, but you're going to see TJ Watt on display. Obviously, he always gets extra attention, so the extra attention here is a tight end. It's going to, it's called a chip, where he starts off blocking him, and then the right tackle will, finish off the block, basically. So not quite a full double team because the tight end then goes and runs a route, but just getting a little bit of help there. And look, as you notice right here, takes Watt a little bit longer. He reads this play. He sort of sees what's happening. He sees Burrow's looking to throw this. And again, no other defensive lineman does this. I don't know who else does this. TJ Watt leaps up and somehow gets the interception there. I mean, that's just baffling. I don't get how the Watt brothers are seemingly the guys who consistently do that. They are unbelievable. Again, to me, that's not a Joe Burrow thing. He made the right read. I don't really blame quarterbacks for batted balls. I'm certainly not going to make them blame them for what was basically a batted interception. And even this one, I feel like this is kind of a great example of just kind of what was going wrong for the Bengals and why they were struggling to move the ball against the Steelers so much. Just this entire game, and even their good plays, which we'll get into in a second, were kind of, off-book type plays, where what's going to happen here is, again, it's a one-on-one matchup that Burrow likes against man coverage. Okay, fine. Burrow is going to take the snap. Burrow is going to wait for it to develop, throws the ball down the field. And again, you can see how this can work. This is after the ball is thrown, and I'm still this is an understandable throw to make. The throw is a bit behind, but it's also a great defensive play. It's sometimes you got to just say, that's great defense, I don't really have maybe the wide receiver could have done a better job of going towards the ball. I think that's probably fair to say, but again, to me, this is just the Steelers defense playing absolutely suffocating football. Of course, this one was no big deal. It's a 4th down and 6. Burrow tried to force it through there. I mean, he had Jamar Chase open on the other side, but again, that's football. So, there's always going to be a situation, or at least often going to be a situation where you look somewhere and then someone else was open somewhere else. That's just kind of how it works. Maybe you could say it's the wrong read if you want to, but certainly, you got to get the ball out quickly. It's 4th down. An interception actually helped them on that play. I thought that Burrow would then go on to make some good plays of his own, something like this, where he kind of waits for it to develop, but then you're going to see him just scramble up, right? Hey, if they're playing man coverage and covering everyone, well, there's 5 guys with their backs turned away from you, so use your legs, and Burrow's very good at that, and Burrow knows how to do that, and this is kind of, plays like this were how they were able to get back into the football game. I think just, good players making good plays. This one, that led to them eventually being able to make it a 1-score game. Burrow stepped up in the pocket and found Jamar Chase, who was, it was a good play against the kind of concept. He actually did get schemed open on that play, so it's kind of, by the book what you were expecting to have happen, but also Burrow did have to step up in the pocket to make it happen. And also look at Jamar Chase then be able to pick up even more yards after the catch and, helped lead to a touchdown. So again, it's the star players kind of making star plays. That's also how they were able to get the touchdown there. At the time, it felt like this play was the game winner for Cincinnati because, it's a big play, right? 3rd down and 3. Hey, you have a great kicker, Evan McPherson. I'm sure he can, kick a game-winning field goal from anywhere, right? But, 50 yards, you'd like it to be less than that. And the way Burrow wants to make this play is to throw the ball to Jamar Chase. And look, as you see, Joe Burrow looks in that direction, and he could maybe force it in there, but again, that has not gone well today, forcing the ball through tight windows, so he is not going to make that decision. Can't really say that I blame him too much. So instead, watch Burrow scramble outside the pocket, finds an open Hayden Hurst there, the new Cincinnati player, which should have been, his sort of hero moment right here. It would have been awesome for him. It just couldn't quite happen, which is, again, it's kind of a weird play. Let's talk about what went wrong with the missed 29-yard field goal attempt. It's right here. So you see that high snap, right? That's the first thing that you have to notice. Now, the Bengals long snapper is out. So that's actually what, a big reason why I think that this thing happened. Although I do have to say, one thing that's worth noting is this is a third down right here. They did not have to kick the field goal, or they did not have to kick the field goal right now. You can fall on the ball and kick it again. So that's a mistake. I mean, you have to know if it's a bad snap, just fall on it and, you get another try. Instead, he puts it down, and he does get it down, but here's where the issue is. The laces are, facing the kicker, which there's a reason why this is an issue in football, and the reason is because you tend to pull it. I don't know the exact science. I don't know. I've never kicked, so I don't know exactly how it works entirely, but from what I've heard from what kickers say is it's essentially just, when you kick the ball, it kind of, there's air in it, and so it kind of goes in a little bit. It doesn't just stay this perfect oblong shape that it currently is, but when you kick the laces, it just kind of squeezes it a little bit more, causing it to go further, towards, if you're a right-footed kicker, further towards the left. If you're a good kicker, you can read this and you can adjust accordingly, but McPherson didn't have a chance to read it because of the high snap. He had no idea and had to just kick it as normal because he only had a split second to realize that the laces are out. Like, look, I'll zoom in a little bit. You can kind of see the sliver of white on the football. I know it's not very clear, but, McPherson could not adjust to this. So instead, he kicks it normal, but that causes it to pull and go, to the left of the field goal post. So the mistake there is just fall on the football is the main thing, but the other mistake is just on the long snapper, which, you don't have your long snapper in. So McPherson's going to get the blame. To me, he did nothing wrong on this play. It really ended up being that pass to Freiermuth from Trubisky that allowed the Steelers to be able to pull off the victory. And just what a wild game it was. I thought we were going to get another tie. The Bengals and Steelers both have their share of ties in recent history, I feel like, but not this game. The Steelers pull off the victory. For the Steelers, they probably feel like they should have won it earlier. For the Bengals, they probably feel like they blew it, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, and any way you can get it, you got to feel good if you're the Steelers and got to feel not so great if you're the Bengals. But that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.